High Five Award. Donna Ushery Owens received the High Five this month. She's one of our nurses on the floor. She had a family, she took care of a family member, or a patient's family. Anyway, they recommended and did a number of write-ups both on Facebook and to me personally on how the care she provided to the patient during her stay here. So the patient had to be transferred to a higher level of care, and kind of her actions in getting that patient transferred out. They wanted to recommend her. Facility update, I'll kind of hit some of that when I go through the rest of my list. The first big thing, we had a call with UP&T, the urology group today. We're looking at a potential go live in April. It's going to take a little while. We did meet the doctor today, Dr. Hayden.
Hayden, saying hi.
He's a fairly young doctor, been out for a little over a year, I guess, practicing, but seemed very energetic, very nice on the call today. He will be the physician. At some point, we might look at a mid-level too. The ultimate goal would be to have a mid-level in clinic and the doctor doing surgery all day. Right now, we're starting out 1 day a month. I think that's going to grow pretty quick. I could see that being maybe 1 day a week with the volume. There's no other. Dr. Buchanan's really the only urologist within a 4 or 5 county area around here. So I think with some marketing, we can grow that. They will be doing all the procedures here that they can, and with the exception of large cases that might need an ICU, but everything else they will be doing on site. So we met with them today. We're in the credentialing process, working on getting them on all our insurance plans and working on getting the equipment and things we'll need in surgery moving forward. So
that's one thing I was going to say is we're going to need some.
There's going to be some equipment purchased that's going to come along with that. So, but looking forward to that. I think it'll be a very busy practice. I think we can grow that significantly. He will be here on the 20th of February for med staff to meet the providers and to visit with them. So, in addition to that, I've got another cardiology group that's coming to med staff on the 20th to visit with the providers that are interested in practicing here as well. We visited Dr. Miller. He's totally fine with it. His practice is full. So he's
cool.
Pretty busy. So we have another group that's interested. They're out of Waco.
Okay.
They got their own cath lab. There's, I don't know, what was it, 3 or 4 in that group for cardiologists, maybe more than that. But it's a decent sized group out of Waco that's interested in seeing patients. Yeah, I think one of the cardiologists actually lives in Boston County in Clifton, so just kind of an update on the house. If you ever get a chance to stop by and take a look at it, the guys have done a really good job of remodeling and getting that up to. And I will say during our last ice storm, we did have some individuals stay in. That was a location for them to stay. We're closer to getting it for kind of a location for multiple people to stay, as it does provide a nice close place if we're having ice and weather that staff can stay to be available to work on the floor. So they're just about to finish up the flooring in there. They've done the painting, and it's actually really nice. So I will be out this Thursday and Friday. I actually might take off a little bit early tomorrow, but I will be heading this weekend to Broken Bow on our annual trout fishing trip. So just to let y'all know, I will have my phone and be available if anything comes up, but I will be out of it. You'll be seeing a new sign go up across the street at Rehab. The building over there, it's going to look very similar to our physician sign that we had in front of our location. We'll have our logo on top, and therapy will be at the top of that. It will advertise some of the other services down below. But the one sign got hit by a car. The other sign is very aged. But we did get approval for the larger version that we wanted at first. The county or the city, they were going to make us put a smaller one, but they actually okayed the larger version thereof.
Something that'll grab attention. Yeah, it's like nobody knows it's there unless they know it's there.
Yeah. Kind of bring you up to date on where we are with the CFO and controller search. We're still working. We've got 2 CFO interviews. So at this time, we have not hired a recruiter to work on this. We've actually just put out on Indeed and gotten some really good candidates. We have 2 CFOs that we will be interviewing in the next week. Both of them, Roger has a little bit of a tie to one of them. Another one is a CFO at another hospital, rural hospital in Texas, and that's been for a while. So both of them are good quality candidates. We have actually hired a controller. She will start March 4th, is that right? Somebody with good controller background, healthcare industry. She actually worked in the MHMR setting for 6 to 8 years, I think. So she's got an MBA. Is that right?
She's working on it.
She's working on her MBA. She in her
No, she has an MBA.
She has an MBA. She's working on her CPA. Yeah. Tarleton grad, lives in Stephenville. So we're looking forward to that. And then, like I say, we have 2 really good candidates for CFO. So yeah, we'll be doing those interviews.
The other controller, did she leave?
Mhm.
On her own accord.
An update, I will be bringing some, probably next meeting, maybe we might have to call a meeting before, but as y'all recall, we've been working, first we started out working with Teats on the air conditioner remodel and all of that good stuff. We switched over to E3, we're finally making some progress. 2 things, we submitted a SECO, or not a SECO, we submitted a Lone Star grant that would replace all of the lighting within the building for free with LED lighting throughout. And then we submitted a SECO grant application in the amount of, and it can vary, but we kind of went with a higher number, but it's $4.3 million for that grant. That's a 2.5% interest loan over 15 years. Once we get finalized numbers on all that, we will bring it to the board for approval. But what that $4.3 million would do is it would replace all of our AC units, with the exception of the one right out here, that's the newer one from the ER remodel. But it would replace all of our existing AC units, it would replace our chiller units, and it would replace all of our boilers. So it would bring everything up to
date.
Everything right now is 30 plus years old in the building, so we'll kind of take a look at what that'll look like financially to the future. But I think ensuring that we have a good facilities moving forward. We're constantly having problems in OR and other places with heating, and you've been through the building, it's cold and hot, and it's replacing all the controllers too that go along. We still have some old pneumatic controllers that control the AC units. So it'd be a complete facilities upgrade on basically anything main mechanical wise.
So you have to wait to hear
So
about
we've
the
submitted,
grants?
we've submitted the application, and if we get the loan, we don't absolutely have to take it, but at that, once we get approved for the loan, I'll bring it back to the board and we'll go over it in more detail and see whether we want to accept it, or we can drop that down to whatever, if we want to do 2 million, we put in 4.3, which is the highest, to get absolutely everything, and then we can look at it and kind of fine tune that. We wouldn't start paying for the project till it's complete, and it would be about an 18-month project once we sign the paperwork. It would take about 18 months to do all the.
Any timeline on when we'll hear something?
Probably within the next week or 2. It's a pretty quick timeline. Critical access, I still have nothing. I talked to BKD, and I think the gentleman at BKD did talk to CMS, and CMS says when you see it, you'll see it. So we still anxiously check my email daily throughout the day. As soon as we hear something on that, y'all will be the second to know. Other than that concludes my report, Mr.
Is
Chairman.
there, we haven't talked about the generator in a while, is there anything?
I'm waiting to see what our payment and our expense is gonna be on the building before once we know how much our monthly payment will be to do the building upgrade, then.
So it's still out there, it's just not.
It's still out
It's not
there,
on
it's
top
still
of the
something
list.
that I want to look at, but I don't want to jump into that if we're gonna have, depending on what this loan payment's gonna look like, and.
Priorities.
Yeah.
But the
generator's a pretty big
is gonna be
priority,
able to
too.
bring us in some additional money, wasn't it?
It does have the potential, well, we're looking at some different options too. I've had Joe looking at, we met with a company that was gonna come in and do that project for us, and in talking to E3, their recommendation is to do it yourself. And you can make more money, cuts out the middleman if we bought the generators ourselves, and then participated in the sellback of power to the grid, we get more of that money back as opposed to having a third party in the middle that dictates that for us. So we're looking at several options there just to see which one would be the best fit. So.
Okay.